You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting. Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast, where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. And welcome back to Skyrim Addict podcast. We're gonna do some more modding this time. I think we had Trials of Stone Legion, just some other general modding. Some of us attempted Wheels of Lull. Wandered through Wheels of Lull.
Yeah. Wheels of Lull.
Yeah. Bashed our heads in Wheels of Lull, something like that. Oh god. So this week with me is Ray.
Howdy, howdy.
And Victor.
Hello.
And Colin.
Evening, guys.
And we delved into some of those things and just some other general modding things we'll get into. Nothing too specific. So character-wise, I just I switched over. I had been using a what's it called? The my mod blank, I had called it, from previous ones. It was all like Dwemered out. I switched to the character I was running before that, vanilla. That was whatchamacallit, is like level 66, but is in the middle of Dawnguard as a vampire. So I do have that minor issue, is that I'm a vampire. And I have Serana with me.
Gotta go there. Yeah.
And I also have Serana with me, so it like
handicap.
Yeah, like constantly. I bashed her a couple times in the head with things. It was it's annoying at times, quite frankly. But yeah. So that I'm pretty high leveled, and I turned off Ordinator. I'm not even using Ordinator or anything, because when I started when I switched over to this character, because I wanted to go back and play Delves of Stone Legion again, because of the issue where I didn't have the boss at the end. So I switch to this character so I could go through there pretty quickly, because it's pretty high level. But the first time I had Ordinator on, and then I had to reset 66 perks in Ordinator before I even started, so that took like 10 minutes, and I'm like, all right, well, I can't do this again. So and ironically enough, the first time I ran through Delves again with this character, I didn't get the boss either. I was like, what the hell's going on here? I'm like, why can't I get the end of this quest line going here? What is the problem? So then I did it again, and it worked properly. But regardless, that's the character I was kind of running with this time.
Just do you mind if I ask you, just interrupt a second, like which quest reward did you go for at the end of that one?
Well, I ended up not getting the reward because I didn't have any ingot on me.
That's what I'm saying. I thought I might have missed a treasure room or something. But basically, you get down to the bottom, and there's a a forge.
Yep, like an Ethereum forge, basically.
Yeah, or is it the Aetherius forge?
Ethereum,
something. And there's a Dwemer cube in there that the ghost has, the boss has on him, and you can use that to break that down to make like a special, like a weapon, or a special piece of gear. But none of the other ingredients that you need to construct it are in the rest of the fucking dungeon. So to be able to make something, I had to get out get out of the dungeon, fast travel, and there's no quick way. Like there's a quick way out of the dungeon,
but no quick way.
There's no quick way in. You can't undo those bars, the door bars, and then go in that back door.
Did we talk about the story of Delves last time at all? Can you sort of go over this, because I don't remember talking about it? Can you sort of outline the story of the mod?
There's not much of a story. It's just was it a dungeon run? So he creates big long dungeons that are really good and really difficult. And this one, like the Stone Legion, is basically some which we call it Imperial soldiers, who fought in the Great War, and then they went to Skyrim, or either they like left the army, or they got kicked out of the army, or they just deserted, and then they became bandits, and then they were just holed up inside this Dwemer ruin, and that's why they were called the Stone Legion, because dwarf stone, and then Legion because of the Imperial Legion. And you just go through the entire dungeon. There's a few books in there. I had like a diary of the second in command, saying that it's kind of like, that one with Kier and Reshish, the Khajiit with the pale lady and the sword.
I just did that one. Yeah.
So the Kier is going nuts because he's got the pale lady sword, and Kier, he's got the sword, and then the Khajiit is like saying, "Oh, we've got to bring it back. We've got to bring it back." So, but in this one, it's the leader who's going a little bit insane, and the guy's
because he's talking about it. He's got a what's the cube called? Lexicon, an inscribed lexicon that's like driving him crazy or something, right?
Yes, like the one in Riften.
Yep.
Fathoms, the Argonian woman, where she has
you go to Arkanthams or whatever, or Evangezel.
Evangezel, that's it.
Yeah,
I've done that in this run.
Yeah.
And so he's going crazy because they're speaking to him and stuff. And you run through, and it's just like a very high level bandits. So like bandit thugs, bandit highwaymen, and bandit marauders and stuff like that. So you run through all of that, and there's a little bit of back and forth. There's secret rooms and things like that. And once you get to the end, then there's this boss, and I think he's been turned ethereal because he's kind of like a ghost. I don't think he's dead. I think he got turned ethereal by the box. And then you defeat him, and then you go to the forge, which is a slightly different one from the one that you get. And then you use the lexicon that he had, and you're going to break that down and then use other ingredients to make one of 3 different weapons.
Yeah.
But through the entire dungeon, he doesn't like, because I made the ring, and you need gold ingot. Yeah, so basically I just had to go home, fast travel away, and get a gold nugget, or gold bar, come back, and then run all the way through the dungeon again.
Oh, no shortcut entrance.
No.
There's he's got I've got one. The lifts, you put on the handle and the lift comes up. There's the lifts, but once you get outside of the lift, it's open to the world, but you got to drop off.
Yeah.
So obviously when you come back, you can't get back in that drop off. It's not like the other Dwarven ones where it has the sealed gate where you just unlock it from the inside. So then you can always get back in quickly. He doesn't have that. So
you can't get back to the quick exit. You can't get back to because it's essentially like 100 feet in the air.
he's violated standard Skyrim level design.
Yeah.
This is unacceptable.
Yeah, because I was going to do the crossbow, but I had no Dwarven Ignis. So it's like, well, now I'm going to go get one and come all the way back.
Oh, man.
But I did go back. I made the ring, and the ring was really good. It's enjoyable. What was it? You put the ring on, and it adds 2 spells. One where you can summon a dwarven sphere, and he's pretty tough. And I can't remember what go, but as you summon him, it's not like a normal summon spell. That purple void that opens up. It's slightly different because you're obviously summoning a Dwemer. It's of like this. It's kind of like the shimmering light you get at the top where you're talking to Parthenax at that time wound. It's kind of like that, and it's sort of like sucks the thing like that. So that's kind of cool. And then another spell where it's a destruction spell, kind of like Sparks, but it absorbs life or something like that from Dwemer constructs. Basically, it's a good way and quick and easy way to kill Dwemer constructs with a shock spell.
Nice.
Yeah, I have to go back and make the crossbow, but yeah, like you were saying, you have to run through the whole thing all over again. And I had already run through it 3 different times because of the issues I had. So, like literally, the second time I went, I started going through, and there was there were no bandits even around. I was like, wait, this makes no sense. where are the bandits at? Why aren't they around? And then I got to the bottom and he wasn't there anyway. I mean, there was a few bandits here and there, but not what there should have been, because you come across, like what, in one spot, there's like 10 of them or something insane like that. And there was like 2 here or 3 there. And I'm like, this is weird. So then when I loaded it up the third time I went through, that was when I got to him at the finale. And then I'm like, oh wait, now I can't even make the thing after all this work I just did to get here. I'm like, oh man.
It sounds like, despite its occasional bugs, it sounds fun. Maybe I'll have to sort of convert it from Steam so I can load it in Mod Organizer. And
it's a fun like challenging dungeon crawl for sure.
Yeah, definitely. If you've got a good fighter build, sort of like go in there and sort of like get some proper fisticuffs going, like sword and board or two-handed or launcher.
My character is, although actually I want to ask about this later, but he's only level 27 right now, but and I've been playing for quite a while. But he's quite proficient in dual wielding. He's got 2 nicely enchanted and very highly smithed Dwemer axes, which pretty much lay waste to everything.
If you've got Ordinator, they do bleed damage, so they'll be good against bandits.
No, I'm using Adamant. There's a couple of good perks in there too, mostly relating to stamina and so on. I noticed the Adamant perks tend to the higher level stuff. You really have to be much higher level. He sort of the first stage perks aren't too bad, but then you have to jump up quite a bit to get the second stage, like level 60 and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But anyway, sorry to interject there.
You interjected my interjection. I think Michael was just doing his character introduction. And Sorry, man.
No, it don't matter. We can just, how we flow. Whatever. However.
No, I just hadn't heard, the story of Delves, so it sounds good.
Yeah, it's a good like if you're up for a good fighting dungeon, it's definitely one to check out. I would highly recommend it for that.
Your mic level keeps kind of jumping a little bit, so you're not going silent or anything, but you can go quiet and then loud.
Is it okay? Is that better? Is it staying stable now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was trying to mess with something. I think I was over clicking it. Let me turn down my volume. There we go. Yeah, it's just recording way too high, and I was trying to make sure I wasn't redlining. There we go. Now it's good on my end. Yeah, I don't know, because the kitten here has been running around and running across the mixer and stuff, so I've having some weird issues every time I come in. So I've had to kind of mess with it this time to make sure it was back to normal.
Yeah, I have to prepare for that. We'll be getting a cat in a couple of 3 weeks. So, spray all the.
What was it? Anybody else using specific characters or just bouncing around between different ones?
Oh no, I stuck with the one that I've been using now since we did Clockwork. So I shifted over. Same name, just a new version of him. But it's been pretty stable, and I like the look of it. I've sort of tweaked the looks of Skyrim very nicely now. Nice. So yeah, I'm sticking with Paul Janus Finnegan now. So I haven't changed. Anybody else? I know you have, Colin. Yeah.
I checked enough for the Wheels of Lull. I was using my Adamant character because I didn't want to get on my Nords. I did create a new character, but that's the only thing I done with that was Thunder Child, which is what you done as well. So we can talk about that. Basically, he's a Nord, comes from High Rock. He was an orphan, and he was taken in by a Breton family. His name was Madden, and the Breton's family name was de Gure. And basically, he was hired or adopted by the father to watch his son, because he was a sickly kid, but like, exceptionally intelligent and stuff like that. And he had to watch out for him, and he grew up as his brother. And then just recently, his brother accidentally died, so he ran away instead of trying to face it. But when he was growing up, his nickname was Mad Dog.
Oh, nice.
Madden de Gure. And he just got to Skyrim. And his brother was obviously being a Breton. He was good with magic, but he was exceptional. And that's why the father wanted somebody with him all the time to protect him. That's why he adopted the Nord Madden to always watch his back. But he accidentally died. But Madden was catastrophic at magic. Absolutely, not that he couldn't do it, is that everything went wrong. You know when you find Yizra, where she's trying to practice with that flame cloak spell and she's blowing herself up, and you've got the guy in the cabin out in Riften where he's got the flame Atronach scroll in his hand and he's just burned to his crisp. That's Madden.
Oh god!
I've got a vision of the two of them like sitting in the room, and the father hears an explosion to go upstairs and sees the two of them sitting there with no eyebrows, black stain, and I'm like, he's just absolutely catastrophic at magic. So he uses 0 spells. The only magic he has now is obviously when he found out that he was Dragonborn. So that's the only magic he can use. Oh, and the other thing is because he so utterly failed at looking after his brother, he won't take a follower because everybody always dies. Every time he takes a follower, he dies. So that's been a new thing because, as you know, I always take followers.
I generally don't, but I'm stuck with one right now.
Oh, well. She's a pretty good follower.
She is. She's very powerful, so I can't complain. But oh gosh, what are you running with, Ray? Besides somebody who's in space playing No Man's Sky.
So I stuck with Runehilda. So my sneaky mage, and her follower is her Storm Atronach.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Do you find that? I mean, do you use a button mouse to switch back and forth with the staff, or are you now casting the Storm Atronach spell instead?
No, just the staff.
The staff.
Yeah. So most of the time, she runs with the staff in her right hand and a lightning rune in her left.
Oh, okay. Which are you using adamant or?
No, I switched back to ordinator.
Ordinator. Okay. So any spell mods added in? I'm just curious about runes. That's if you're sort of a rune mage.
What's the name of that stupid
Apocalypse?
Apocalypse. Okay. Yeah, that's the only one that I'm running. So it's pretty straightforward. I think I've got. I just got to level 2 on the being able to beef up the lightning spells.
Oh, okay.
So now I think lightning spells are 40% stronger or something like that. But yeah, most of the time if there's a fight, the Atronach or 12 take care of it.
That's pretty good.
There was definitely a spot in Wheels of Lull that took a lot of Atronachs.
Oh yeah, it was. I know what you're talking about. I may have used a Dremora Lord there.
But yeah, I'm pretty much over her.
Are you? Did you finish Wheels of Lull?
No. I'm fairly certain I haven't.
Yeah, I definitely have not finished. I don't know how far along I am, though. I think probably I'm going to guess halfway, but I'm not sure.
Can we dive into it? I want to hear all about as much as I can about it from the various stages. I mean, let me just quickly start because I got about as far as meeting the guy in Riverwood, and that's it.
Yeah. So basically, he'll meet you in any open town.
Yeah. Oh, he will.
Like, yeah.
I thought it was only Riverwood. Okay.
No, I think I met him in Shorestone.
Okay. I will say that I know that you can successfully have the conversation and then not have to follow through on it, because one of the reasons I haven't gotten any far, aside from all the comments I've heard from you guys, is that the mod author says that he recommends, that shouts would be very handy. And so I hadn't really developed shouts, and I had loaded Thunderchild. So I decided I wanted to really go down that path before I went into Wheels of Lull. But I had already had the conversation with the guy of the town, and you can sort of ignore it, walk away, and or not finish it. And he'll come back if you sort of go in and out a couple of doors, and he or it will come back,
reappear again.
Reinitiate the conversation. So it's not binary. You don't have to, as soon as it initiates, you don't have to go and dive into the mod.
Yeah. And I ran into him at the College of Winterhold.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah. Because Winterhold's an open town as well. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You said open town. It didn't click with me. Okay,
I think it's any open town essentially. Yeah. So, I happened to be over that way. So I just picked Shorestone because it was.
Okay, so you like Falkreath, Morthal?
I guess so. Yeah, Iverstead, any of those. Yeah. I think it said any open town is what it was.
And I got far enough in it to know that you would absolutely. I mean, he had to have planned on, being able to use shouts to be able to get through this thing.
Yeah, that's what he says in the mod description. I think he said something like, "You can do this without, but I'd highly recommend that you have a number of shouts."
Yeah. I am not certain you could do it without shouts. I know I couldn't. I had to toggle to God mode to get through one section.
Wow.
I wonder if I didn't get.
There was just there was no solution for me. Beyond that with my character.
Really? Huh.
And what was the roadblock, so to speak? He in a couple of places, he has these towers that shoot out, boiling hot something or other.
Oh, you're further than me then. Okay.
And so at this one point, there's a bridge, and there's like 6 or 8 of these things, all in succession. There's no way around them. There's no way over them. And if you fall off, you fall into the boiling water and die. If you get hit by them, you're staggered, and then the next one comes along and melts you, and you die.
Wow.
And so, I really think that he said, "Oh, if you use the, become ethereal shout, it's no problem."
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay,
makes sense. Yeah, because I actually had to use that early on. After you talk to the guy or whatever it is in whatever town. You can fast travel to the location. I forget what it's called offhand.
Something mine.
Yeah, something Stonehill Mine.
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah. No, maybe that's it. Which, oddly enough, I found another location that I apparently had never been to or hadn't been to in years, and I forget the name of it, but it's south of Helgen up in the mountains. And I was like, wait, is this a mod? Another mod that I have loaded and didn't realize? And I looked it up, and no, it's not. It's actually a location that I haven't been to in so long that I didn't remember it existed.
That's so cool because yours was what, South Fringe Sanctum, right?
That's what it was. Yeah.
And I've been there many, many times. I think it's because it's Runil's journal is there sometimes or whatever. But anyway, I had exactly the same experience at a different place called Elder's Blood Peak. I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And 4,000 plus hours of playing this game. I don't think I've ever been to that spot. And I had exactly the same reaction. Is this a mod or something? I look it up and no, it's vanilla. What the fuck?
I'm like,
impossible.
What is this? Like, how have I never been here? How is this even possible?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, because it happened to show up on the up top on the, I can't think of the name.
Compass.
Yeah, on the compass. It showed the cave, the mountain for a cave. And I'm like, wait. So I kind of, parkoured my way around the top of this mountain before I went into Stonehill. And I found it and I'm like, I wonder if I'm getting into another mod here that I didn't realize. And then I looked up the name real quick just to kind of see. And I'm like, wait, this is vanilla? Like, how's this possible? Like, I've never seen this before. I've never played this before. Like, how?
Yeah. There's
somebody caught in a web down there and everything. And I'm like,
oh, I know which one.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Yeah. Yeah, not Arville, of course, but yeah, another cave with somebody in a web. But I was like, wow, it led me here anyway. So yeah, then I went back to Stonehill, of course, but yeah. So you go in, you enter the mine, and you get a couple of as you're heading down some levels or something, you get a couple of the ghostly miners. Before you get out.
Also, we have another similarity from Carved Brink, where the follower is with that guy. He's not actually a follower, but he comes with you anyway, kind of like a pet.
Yeah. You take his pendant or something like that, or whatever it's called, and it's his soul is in it, basically.
Yeah, I think he's a fabricant.
I think that's what they're called, fabricants. Yeah. So his voice is with you. Yeah.
They're in. Was it? I can't remember what it's called. Something Clockwork. Maybe it's the
Clockwork City, right?
No, it's in ESO.
Oh, okay.
It's where you go and meet.
Wow.
You meet Sotha Sil, and you go to his Clockwork City and things like that. They're all called fabricants there. So.
Yeah, it's definitely heavily tied into the lore. As I got further along, I realized that. At first, I wasn't sure, but as you get deeper into it, it's definitely heavily tied to the lore. But so basically, your goal is to get to the bottom of the mine shaft, right? That's what it says. Mm-hmm. So then you go into this big, huge open mine area, with walkways and broken minecart things and all kinds of stuff like that. And there's so you're like, I just got to go to the bottom. You think you have to go to the center in the water there because there's the glowing minecart in the center and. It looks like a place you should have to go.
Right.
But there's really no reason to go there.
None whatsoever.
It's completely useless to go there, really?
Yeah. Why'd you bring me here? You didn't even leave any stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing there. There's no reason to be there. So, but there's two doorways. Is it? Yeah, well, towards the bottom, there's two doorways. As you enter, you can go down these two ramps, one to the left, one to the right. What's the one is the minecart area, and the other one's the creek or something?
Canal.
Canals. Yeah, the canals. That's it. Yeah.
Water wheels in and everything like that.
Yeah,
looks very good.
So, what was everybody's first experience with the minecarts like?
Yeah, I mean, I was okay because I ran a little bit too far, and I seen the cart go past, and I tried activating it, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So then I whizzed around, and I went around to the other one, and as I was going through, the other one was going past, and I ran straight into it, and it clocked me, and it done half amount of damage, and I was like, "Oh, all right, at least I know don't get in front of that." So that's what they're there for. They're there to bloody kill you. So, but luckily, this was my adamant character, so she was all in in clothes, in robes, and mysticism has this spell, and it's kind of like long stride in Apocalypse where you can move faster, but it's not concentration. So you just set it off and then you move 10% faster. So she was able to run in bars, so she was twice as fast as any of the carts. So she had no problems getting past all the carts.
Well, what happened to me the first time was I went too, apparently like set up, like brought me too far in when I started as the minecart was going past. So basically I ended up in the minecart being drugged back and forth.
Scooped up like a piece of ice cream. Yeah.
I'm like, so that it killed me the first time. It happened again the second time I entered the door. So I quickly changed and I, took a potion real quick and become ethereal so I could get out of the minecart. And I'm like, what is going on? So then finally I was like, then I entered it and I made sure I was pulling back so that I didn't walk forward at all. So that it didn't set me up on the damn tracks again and drag me back and forth with these because the minecarts kill you really fast. Like,
oh yeah, especially so I've significantly upped the health of Hilda.
Not 80 or whatever it was.
Because I have a ring and a necklace. So now she's got a health of 98.
Oh God,
that's insane, Ray.
I know.
Crazy.
I feel invincible.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, the mine carts would just brush me and I would die.
Oh yeah.
And I went in and I immediately went to the left.
Yeah.
Because I saw the little opening there. I said, okay, this is a piece of cake. So I dashed over there, got in there, no problem. And then looked and I'm like, what the hell? So to your left there is a dead end.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I said, okay, well, I'll run down this other way. I got down and, by the time I got close to the end, the cart caught up with me and killed me. And so I eventually realized that there was a little place to dodge off, once you got to the end of the tunnel to the right.
Yeah. I didn't see it at first either though.
Yeah. And so I got off in there and where the spot where you have two of them together,
Mm-hmm.
running side by side, if you get caught between those, they'll kill you too.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah. Because you go through that after you get through the 3 minecart lines, there's a door in the middle of the third one. And is that where they're straight downhill? Is that what you can release them? All right. Yeah. So I flip the switch and then go running down, and then they come down and blow up and kill me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, well, this is not good. So now you become ethereal again. And I was like, well, come on down. I'm going to be fine. So then that's how I got through that.
Wouldn't that be handy to have?
It really was, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So fortunately, I had done the canals first.
I missed that switch in there.
So I was expecting there to be switches. I'm like, okay. And then I could see, when you throw that switch, when you come back out,
Mm-hmm.
You can see the light above you.
Yeah.
Walkway, yeah.
It's like...
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, what's that one dungeon where you kind of have to walk across the ones as they light up?
That's the one over in Solstheim.
Yeah.
It's
very similar to that, but it stays permanently lit, essentially, to walk across.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's the light and the thing. It's not Rothman's tomb. Like Thirst Call. It's not that one, is it? Where you're going in to get his ex?
Oh, that might be where you kind of follow, and there's like 3 lit at a time.
No, sorry. It's the one where you go. The guy from the Imperial historian that's with the Nord village on Solstheim, and he there's an avalanche
with the skull.
No, it's the Imperial scholar, and he's living with the skull. He's living with the skull.
Yeah.
And then halfway through, he says like, "Oh, this new dungeon," and you go there and you find the claws, but one of the claws is like split in 2, so he's got the amethyst left and amethyst right,
which I actually have on me right now.
And so yeah, that's the one, and that's the one where you have the lit up floor, runes that create a bridge.
Yeah, it basically uses that mechanic and lights it up up at the top of the mine shaft. But I missed the one in the canals, like the first 2 times I went through, because it's like hidden behind those boxes.
It's kind of behind a wall.
Yeah.
If I hadn't had to hide there, I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, once I saw that one, then I started to figure out, because then when I came out, you start to see the stuff lit up. So it was like, okay, I got to find more switches. So
yeah, her usual MO is to cast the the Storm Atronach from the staff, and then go hide somewhere and wait for everything to die. And so, yeah, it was fortunate that it just so happened she hid back behind that wall. And look, a lever. Wonder what this does. Nothing bad could ever happen when you flip a switch in Skyrim.
I'll just flip it. That's the worst that could happen. Yeah, so the bridge basically comes off from where you first enter, back up top.
Yeah.
And then straight across the whole top, essentially, to another doorway. And that leads you to that really tight walkway around the water wheels, right? And you're like over top of the void, kind of, and there's the two water wheels in the middle, and there's like that plank walkway around.
Planks that you have to walk across.
I had to sneak across it because it was so touchy. It was like so narrow. I fell off of it like once, and I was like, "Oh, this is not good."
Oh, well. Fortunately for me, she sneaks everywhere, so that worked out.
Yeah, the sneaking was easier.
And I have to say, the ghosts are not particularly perceptive.
No, they're not.
I mean, as long as I didn't bump into them, I was golden.
They weren't particularly tough.
No.
Because they only had pickaxes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of... whatchamacallit, what's that ingredient you keep on finding on ghosts?
Oh, ectoplasm.
Ectoplasm.
Yeah. If you want ectoplasm, play this mod.
Yeah.
You will have so much ectoplasm, you could make whatever potion you want with it.
I think it's good for invisibility. That's about the only thing.
I think so.
Used it for. Yeah.
So this one is there another switch in this one or something, or I forget?
That's the 2x2, so I didn't know where you have to run down.
The minecart.
That's a double minecart where you got to run down the hill. Yeah. When do we get to the super big miner?
Yeah. So
you have to be across the lighted bridge.
That's it. Okay, that's across the lighted bridge. Okay, that's what it is.
You come out, and then there's must be about 20 miners just come out of nowhere and then all start attacking you. And I was gonna, because she had Foos Road down on her, so she just plowed them all down and was gonna carry on running, but I thought, nah, fuck it. So she has was it the highest level? Oh, I think she has the highest level. Whatchamacallit? Mage armor spell. Causing that
Ebony
Flesh.
Yeah, but this was with adamant and mysticism, so it was called
something else.
Aegis, I think it is, or Aegis or Aegis, whatever you want to call it. And she can dual cast that. And then she had her sword. Was it the ebony axe? Put fiery soul trap on it, so you couldn't soul trap any of them, but the fire was doing its nice, so she just killed all of them and then got to the next room, and that's where you have you have loads of them show up, and then they all sort of combine into one giant miner, like twice the size of
they kind of trick you. They trick you because when you first go in there, there's a group of 6 or 7 miners, and you fight them. And then you a little bit further down, there's another group, and you fight them. Then you go into the next room and you see like twice as many. You think, okay, well, here we go again. And then all of a sudden they all form into one big giant.
Yes. Well, here's a little tip about the giant miners. You can't shoot them high up with arrows.
Yeah.
They are only it goes right through them.
Yeah,
you have to hit them lower in their legs because their target area must only be the size of like a regular NPC.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest one, I think it's within the game, because it's the same with the Ebony Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, if you aim something at his head, you won't hit him
It
with an
goes
arrow.
right through it.
Yeah, because the hitbox doesn't go as high as how tall he is. It only goes up to just below his neck. But then the wonderful thing about our giant miner is that once you kill him, he splits into two.
Yeah. Two, like,
they
almost giant miners.
Each one of those
are big.
splits into two.
Yeah.
and then each one of those
Splits into two.
Yeah, and that's when you get all the kids. You just go murdering orphans.
I pretty much just when it was the larger ones, I just sent my Dremora Lord after him, and he mostly took care of them. And then I figured out I had to shoot him in the ankles to hurt him. So then I helped out a little bit. And then when it was the whole like horde of them, I threw another Dremora out there because they're not real tough. They're like real squishy. So like he was pretty much handling them pretty quickly. And I'm playing on Legendary, and he was handling them pretty quickly. And pretty much I was hitting them with one shot with like iron arrows with the Stalrim bow. Because I wasn't going to waste any good arrows on them because they were so weak. It was like, and I have Fiery Soul Trap plus some fire damage, like probably 40 points of fire damage too on the bow. So, I mean, it was handling them pretty easily.
Yeah, the shock runes were working. So that was fortunate.
I was quite happy with that part. Was it apart from the K-pop music, whatever? I haven't been to a rave in like 20 odd years. Don't fancy going to another one for another 20 years.
It's interesting. I never play with music on, so I wouldn't have heard that.
Oh, you know what? I don't have music on either. You're right. So I didn't actually hear any music because I don't have music on anymore. Is the tight caverns after that, or was that before that? Where there's like a load of 10 of them, then another section where there's another load of 10 of them, where you're going through like that narrow passageway.
Yeah, that's just before you.
That was just before it. Okay.
Yeah, but mine all got up all at the same time. I don't know what she did, but either she completely sucks at. Oh yeah, that's right. She doesn't sneak. Yeah, she completely sucks at sneaking. Even though she's all enclosed, she won't sneak. She's a warrior. She goes in there and sort of like fights them head on. So she's got no sneak. So she walked in there, and that was it. She hit the first few that got like 3 or 4, whatever, get up with Fus Roda, and that woke every single one of them up. So she had like 20 of them on her straight off the bat. So she had to, right at the entrance, right where she came in, she just had to fight them all in a big circle. But it was after that part that I got to the left. That's because there's a little whatchamacallit, like a bubble type thing blocking the exit until you defeat all the, like the big miners, down to the little miners. And that's when I saw, it was like, oh no, because I had similar assets to what Duomertech had. And that's when I saw the LCD screens.
Yeah.
To the side, I was like, huh? No. And then I got inside the lift and came outside, and then I turned to my right and my left, and I seen the big neon signs, sort of like, with the big man. I was like, no. I talked to a couple of I talked to the second NPC again, same as with Duomertech. I talked to the first guy who brings you down there, and sort of like he fucks off just after you get out the lift, and he says you go and speak to what's his face. And then I went in and then I talked to what's his face, and I went, no, thank you, no. go to saves, go to the load. All right, that was right. That's just before. Was it Wheels of Lull? Load that one up. Save, delete previous saves. Turn off, delete mod. Disable mod, and then came back out.
Yeah, I got. I didn't get as far as Ray, so I got in there. You talked to. There's Clint Eastwood is there as Dirty Harry.
Make my day.
Yeah. And then you go in and talk to the one who controls the elevators. I forget, he has two L's in his name.
Crazy lady.
Yeah. So I did that quest where you have to go do the pegs in the like kind of like time wounds or whatever they call them, so they can get information. So there's 3 of them. There's one by Winterhold, one by Thalmor Embassy, and one by the Greybeards up at High Hrothgar. So I get there, I throw on the visor like they tell you, and I'm like, all right, now what? Like, what am I supposed to do now? I'm like trying to bash the thing. I end up hitting Serana like 10 times. She's like, what are you doing? Like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like supposed to hit something into this. What's happening?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's all. And then I'm like,
get the pegs with the hammer.
Yeah. I'm like, where's the pegs? I don't have anything in my inventory. And I finally looked it up online and was like, oh, there's a power I have to turn on, like, one of the powers you have to turn on. And I'm like, oh, well, that's helpful. Like,
yeah.
And then I was able to, then the pegs appear and you bash them a couple times and they seat or whatever. And, the one at Winterhold, the peg talks to you, or is it the third one all the time? I don't know, but I went to Winterhold third. So
yeah, I went there first and it talked to me right away. So
okay. Yeah. So that one must talk to you no matter what. And he wants to bargain basically. So I give him a diamond.
Yeah, that one was a little painful because the only diamond I had was a flawless.
I had 2 flawless. Well, with this character, I have so much crap. I gave him 2 flawless one because I had so many of them anyway. It didn't even matter. And you go back and he says, "Okay, give me time to sort this out or whatever, and then come back and talk to me." So I tried getting what's the suit of armor or whatever you want to call it that's in his room, the guard that's in there. I did part of that. All right, so
Watchman.
Yeah, the Watchman. So you go in there, you need 5 cogs, 5 gears, and 3 gold ingot, I believe, or ignite, I believe. So I'm like, all right, I'll just go to a Dwemer ruin and get all that stuff. And I know I had plenty of gold back at my house. So I went all the way through it. Was it Aftand or whatever, trolled through there, got the 5 cogs, 5 gears, like give it, put it in there, it sets it up. You just need to get something else to activate the Watchman. So I'm exploring the area and I end up at the blacksmith.
Yeah.
The blacksmith has all the cogs, all the gears, and the gold ignite.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like, are you kidding me? I didn't even have to go. So I went through and did an entire dungeon run for no reason whatsoever when the stuff was sitting right at the blacksmith's. There's like 30 gold.
I had been to the blacksmith before I got to the Watchman. So I knew the stuff was there.
It's all just sitting there. Well,
you don't even have to buy it?
No,
it's just sitting there.
Lay it all over the place.
I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I mean, I had already cleared Alftand anyway, so like there was a few spiders that popped up and a couple spheres here and there. Well, it wasn't anything crazy, but still had to go through the entire thing, and I just got 5 of each by the time I got to the end. I'm like, usually there's like tables of these things laying around. Now I can't find anything. I'm not going to another ruin to get this stuff.
It's like how the game seems to always know when you're looking for a steel ingot, none of the blacksmiths have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now I need a shovel for the butter.
Yeah, I mean, butter, where the hell did that come from?
So that's where I'm at, and I got up to the butter.
Okay.
And
Butter?
yeah.
There's a shovel leaning against the wall.
Oh, is there? Yeah, I didn't see it. I'm gonna look around. I had went back to my house anyway to kind of offload some stuff because I had accumulated too many things. It was getting a little heavy. So it's like, before I go any further, let me go unload anyway, and then I'll come back and.
Yeah, well, it's kind of got to be that shovel, because I don't know where it came from, but I had a shovel in my inventory.
Oh, okay. Yeah, random. Yeah.
And it wouldn't work.
So it has to be the one in that room anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'll look around for it.
So it's easy to get in and out of this world once you've defeated it, gotten to a certain point.
Yeah, once you get past the miners, and get to this I don't even remember what it's called.
Upper and lower something or other. It's kind of the, I don't know, what do I call it? Like the, it's actually technically near Clockwork City, but it's like the inner workings of Nern, basically. Controlling time, etc. Yeah, stuff like that. I forget what it was called. I forget the name for some reason. But there's an upper area and a lower area. It can be a little confusing because every single door looks exactly the same.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They're all just levers that you enter. The lower area is the lower area all the houses and like stuff like that? Or
yeah.
Yeah.
And a jail and a guardhouse.
Yeah, the the basic stuff. And then the upper area is the library, the blacksmith, the elevators to Skyrim.
Is there a player home in there somewhere?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. I wonder if there. I would bet there could be, but I haven't come across it. They're just rooms. I mean, the bedrooms are just rooms. There's not like a lot in them or anything.
Yeah, there's nothing going on in there.
Yeah,
and nobody's ever in there.
No,
except for those little bugs.
Yeah, the little this is true. So yeah, I'm going to keep going with it. I mean, I could see how the design would be off-putting though, because it's hyper futuristic kind of, with the screens and stuff like that.
Yeah, to me, I prefer my cyberpunk side of it then, and this was definitely like toggles and whistles and things like that, but LCD screens and neon lights showing not flashing, but this is locked up and you can't go in here, and that's locked over here and you can't go in there. And it was just like, no thanks, I want to keep me Skyrim.
Yeah, and I actually got from the blacksmith, I bought like a steam gun basically, but it's essentially just a crossbow, really. Yeah, it shoots the bolts and stuff. It just looks different. I just bought it because I don't know, I have like 500,000 gold or something, and I'm like, I might as well just buy it. I mean, what the hell's the difference? Like, I'm not going to go broke buying it. So
you can also have him make them for you.
Yeah, he'll also make stuff for you. Yeah.
With all the stuff laying around on the table that you pick up and hand to him and say, Here,
that he could just pick up himself, of course, but or that you could have picked up to fix the Watchman if you knew it was there.
Yeah. Well, and so you're not done with the Watchman yet.
No, I need a staff or something to turn it on. Yeah. Which it said you just have to be further along with stories or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
So the next section after you clear the
butter.
Clear out the butter. So that lets you get to. So the way that the story goes is that there is somebody is trying to mess with the pillars that basically keep the world alive, and he's not sure who is messing with it, but he's got a sneaky suspicion that it's the Thalmor. And so you have to go infiltrate this facility to try to gather intel on what the Thalmor are doing. And so once you clear the butter out, you can use this transporter that will take you to this castle
Yeah, like White Top or something like that, or
it's it's kind of its own little space.
mm-hmm.
It's not in Skyrim. So when you go in there, there's nowhere to go beyond, just going straight to the castle. But there's a Justicar Archeron that is in charge of the place, and so you have to go in and you have to put on this
Enchanted Thalmor robes. Is that what it is?
Yeah, to make them believe that you're a Thalmor, and it the guard takes you in, introduces you to the Justicar, and your story is that Elowin sent you, and this place is a place of punishment. So you're there because you were sleeping with the cook.
Oh,
yeah.
Is this tied into the butter somehow?
No, that was a completely separate thing.
Okay, all right.
Evidently, somebody had rubbed himself with butter and ran the machine, and
it flooded the whole area.
Off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and so, he's like, okay, well, I'll get to you later. I'm busy torturing this guy. So, why don't you just kind of, roam around, make yourself familiar with the place. You're going to be here a long time. And so you start wandering around, and, there's all of these strange beings, failed experiments. Some of them have normal sized bodies and giant heads. Some of them are, twisted into an S. Some of them have bodies and no heads.
Wow.
And these are all the guards in the place. You sneak around. You eventually, if your sneak's high enough, you get all the way to the bedroom and open up a cabinet to look in there to try to find information on what's going on, and then you're caught. It fades to black. You wake up and you're in a cell, and they've taken all your stuff and left you in your underwear, and he tells you just to, hang out, and, he'll get to you later. And then the Lavados guy that you first met.
Oh, yeah.
Appears. And so he gives you a visor.
Again.
So that you can, break through these little time warps, to be able to sneak out. And so you sneak around the place, opening up, holes in the wall, eventually come to a room next to the room where the Justicar is. And from there you can reach his diary. So you get the information on, what his big plan is. And how he is the one that's, trying to destroy the stones, the pillars of the world. So now you've got to escape to be able to, take that information back. And on your way out, there's a little room off of, one of the rooms just inside the front door. That is a closet, and that's where all your stuff is. And so you get all your junk back, and out the door you go.
I was going to ask, do you get your stuff back?
Yeah. And then you go back and talk to Numenor, tell him, okay, yep, you were right. And so he concocts this plan to ambush Archeron at the pillar at the throat of the world. But the only way you can get there is to find a drill bit, because the area around the pillars are, harder than anything any other drill can get through. And so then he sends you to the boiling mine in order to get this drill bit. And this is where things got really ugly.
So you're telling me become ethereal will come in handy again?
Yes, quite a bit. So first off, you have to use the hood in order to even get to the elevator where it lets you get to the boiling mine. And so it is not easy to find. After running around this place back and forth, up and down, you're in the elevator space. You've been here before, because you've gotten to Skyrim this way, and then also, it's how you got here in the first place from the mine. Inside the elevator room to Skyrim, if you look up and behind you to the right, you see one of the little white lines that indicate a rift. And so you can hit that with the visor, open up the wall, and you find a new mine or a new elevator shaft that takes you to the boiler mine.
It sounds vaguely like Portal.
So, now you're in the lobby of the boiling mine. So two of the doors are locked. One of them isn't. You go in the one that isn't. And in there you defeat a semi-sentinel. He's bigger than a sphere, but smaller than a full-on sentinel.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And you get a key from him that takes you to another room, where you've got to, get the key, from there to get into the main room. And so that's essentially what you're going to be doing, space after space after space, is you have to go through, and when you come to a place that needs a key, you've got to go back and find a way, someplace else that doesn't need a key. You'll find an enemy where you get a key, then you go back to the other place and use the key. But
what happened to the portals? It wasn't don't you have a portal machine that can take you through walls?
It only works to get you into the mine to begin with.
Right.
Beyond that, there's nothing else. So now everything here is gears and pistons. And boiling water, down below, little pylons spewing fire, and the place is a frickin' maze, and it's easy to get lost, and it's really frustrating to get around. So pretty much everywhere you go, you're walking across spinning gears, so you're being spun around. And if you don't jump to the next gear, you're going to get thrown off into the boiling water.
Oh, Jesus.
If you jump onto the next gear too soon, you're going to get hit with a piston and knocked into boiling water.
Wow.
And if you get to the end and it's a locked door, you have to turn around and go through the whole thing again.
Oh my God. Jesus.
And so, the author obviously had some fun putting this together and thought, it's so easy to time these things. So I'm going to set them up so that they fire off at random times, sometimes in fast succession. So you think you're going to get across because the thing just, fired. But no, it goes bam, bam, and sends you flying into the boiling water.
Oh, wonderful. I should be getting there soon. I'm going to continue playing through it. I'm going to continue with this character through it before I reset again for whatever the next set of mods is, because I want to finish Dawn Guard to get rid of vampirism.
Oh yeah,
so I can have a clean slate with that. But I'm gonna.
But you've got Become Ethereal, so it is going to be
much easier,
extremely helpful in here.
Well, I'm glad I'm using the one with shouts, because the other one, my other character, the blank or the basic mod one that I was using, has nothing because he's done no quests outside of the mods. So that would have been a slog. That would have been really tough. I'm glad I switched actually, and I probably would also not be playing on Legendary if I was using that one, because it would have been rough. Yeah.
So it doesn't help having 98 health.
Probably not. No.
Because basically everything staggers you and then kills you.
Oh God.
I made it through. It was sometimes extremely maddening. You get to this one room and you walk in, and there's 6 pistons that all fire at the same time into the center of the room, and in the center of the room is a hole in the floor that drops you into boiling water.
Oh my God.
And so, okay, these pistons aren't, they are firing very consistently. They all fire at the same time. It gives you, enough time to sneak past them. And so looks like there's a gate over there in the corner. I'll sneak around here, and oh shit, there's a boss in the corner that spawns as soon as you get around to the side. Okay, no problem. So I throw out the Storm Atronach, and he starts wailing away at this thing. And that's weird. His health bar is not going down. Okay, damn it. Why does this thing even have a health bar? You can't damage it.
Oh, man. You can't damage it?
You cannot damage it. You have to lure it in front of the pistons and have the pistons knock it into the hole in the floor.
Oh, my God.
Several times.
Several times?
Yes.
Oh, good God.
It takes like 5 or 6 times of this thing getting knocked into the hole in the middle before it plays the music. And you realize that it's not coming back again. At this point, it's like, okay, asshole.
Yeah. Enough ingenious twists. Thank you very much.
So now you're in this room and you're just like, what the hell? How do I get out of here? This gate isn't a gate. It's just bars. And there's this little thing in the corner, some plates that are kind of, set out from the wall a little bit. And you go around behind those and there's the damn rod of ohm.
Oh,
So, and, very creative. Here's this shock stick that is the rod of ohm, OHM.
Oh, man.
And so, now, what the hell do I do with this? And then, those little, you've seen them before. They're the little rods, the, glowing light that, look kind of like lightsabers that you haven't been able to interact with until now.
Yeah.
And there's one over in the corner next to the gate. You hit it with the rod of ohm and the gate opens up. And now you progress on to the next section. That is, equally frustrating. And so you've got to find another key. This one, I think, was in a room with two of those little, semi-sentinels. And so you kill them. They're on a flame floor, and there is only one little sliver of not flame floor over off to the side. It took me about 10 deaths in order to get the timing right to be able to get to that spot before I died. Somebody with a little more health probably could do it pretty quickly. Oh my God. But I mean, it didn't take much to kill me. So, once you get through that, you get the key, you get to the next space. This is where, it's absolutely imperative to become ethereal.
Oh, this is where it's,
because you have this narrow little pathway with boiling water on both sides, and you've got 6 or 8 of these flaming pylons spinning around, spewing this burning liquid on you. So at this point, the only way I could progress any further was to go all master race on it and toggle God mode.
Jesus.
and walk across as if I had become ethereal.
Yeah, basically it's the same thing as having become ethereal.
Yep. And so got to the other side, toggled out of God mode, and went into the next room. And in here, you've got a Dwemer dragon.
Oh, interesting.
So he was kind of cool. But again, invincible.
Oh God.
Unless in the center of this room is the drill bit on the drill. The first thing I did was I snuck in and got the drill bit. Okay, good. Now how do I get out of here? Oh, can't. All right. So obviously I have to kill the dragon that can't be killed to get out of this room. So what the heck? So there's 4 little grates on each corner, and one of those, ohm pylons. And so when you hit that with the rod of ohm, a big tube opens up and hot lava pours out. Now, if you can get the dragon into the middle of this, hit it with the rod, the hot lava comes down on the dragon. Now, for a short time, he can take damage.
Oh man.
It takes a while for the lightsaber to recharge, so that you can hit it with the rod of ohm again in order to get it to come down. So you've got to get him to one of the other places, because if you wait, his health regenerates.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I gave up on this mod.
Yeah.
Just purely because of the style of it. Because it would have killed me if I had to get in there. Because having to walk away from it because it was that hard would have killed me.
Yeah.
I'm glad I gave up on it because it didn't suit my taste. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's the Dark Souls, the Sekiro of mods, yeah?
Well, but at least, see, in Dark Souls, you learn the patterns. Dark Souls is all about patterns, and the patterns are the same. If it's random, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that makes it tough.
Yeah. So if, so here I am. So the Storm Atronach is not doing enough damage while the lava is flowing. If I stand up, to get him to move to another location to be able to get him under the next, flow of lava, his fire breath immediately kills me. And so I'm like, okay, fuck it.
Yeah.
Back to the menu, back to the console.
Oh man.
Kill all.
Good.
Oh God, that's good.
Serve them right.
So then I go over and there's no damn key.
Oh.
I'm like, what? But fortunately, just his death alone is enough to open up the door so I can get the hell out of there.
Oh my God. Wow, I'm really looking forward to going further.
Oh yeah, so much fun. This is why when you guys were talking about not going through this, I'm like, all right, you guys set me up for this. Oh my God.
Oh man.
And so then you go back to Numenix or Numenar, and give him the drill bit. And then he's like, okay, great, thanks.
And that's it.
Like, yeah, what's next? We haven't stopped anything. Got a clue? No? Nothing? So then he just disappears altogether. I don't know where the hell he is.
Oh
okay,
my
crap.
God.
Okay, well, I have no idea what's going on. So I say, well, this is all supposed to be going down at the throat of the world. I may as well, make the trip up to High Rothgar.
Yeah.
Kicking myself all the way because I didn't access the High Rothgar location when I was up there anyway.
God, now you have to run up there.
Close enough in order to trigger it. And so back up the path. Fortunately, even though it's, completely covered in frost trolls, again, low perception. I just walk past them, get up there and like, shit, nothing's happening. What the hell? So I look through my inventory real quick because I'm going to go into my Dwemer cube and, unload some stuff. And wait a minute, what's this thing? So there's some strange cube. Shoot, what was it called? Acheron's something or other. All of a sudden transports me into this ice cave.
Oh my God.
Like, okay, I guess this must be it.
Wow.
And so I start going through, and so in here is a bunch of lobotomized miners. Not lobotomized in the typical sense. I mean, they have no heads. No, it's not spelled lobotomize. It's lobotomized. So maybe that's the distinction. If you're lobotomized, you have no head.
Yeah. Okay.
But so these guys are running around, as long as I don't bump into them, it's no problem. Occasionally they'll get activated, but they don't see you. So you just keep walking. So this one was another. So there's no quest markers in any of this mod. And so I just kind of walk around, and I did find a lever. So of course, flip the lever. So that turned off a light. Okay, not really sure what that's all about. So maybe something this way, because if you jump off the ledge, because it looked like there was a doorway, between these two big barrels, you jump off the ledge and it's freezing water and it kills you, even though you can't see it. So make my way around, find another location. Now I find a door that leads to the boiler room for this, and there's a flame atronach, sitting on a ledge up above you. And there's a gear that spins around. You hop on the gear, then you have to jump on a pipe, and then you climb up the pipes, and and then what? Okay, well, so I try, throwing a storm atronach, and evidently they're friends because they don't fight. I hit it with a couple of lightning runes, and its health doesn't move. Like, oh, not this again. And I said, okay, well, I have one. If you want to cool off a flame, what do? Throw a little ice on it. So I did happen to have a frost rune. So I tried that, and that did some damage. All right. So I'm spinning around on this cog, going round and around, and I'm in sneak. The atronach never sees me. She randomly throws some fireballs just because she knows somebody's there doing some damage to her. So really the only problem I had was that you slowly but surely, evidently the centrifugal force of the cog spinning around will throw you off into the lava if you're not careful. But I was able to just sit there and spin around in circles and hit her with the frost rune until she died.
Wow.
Oh man.
And so when you kill her, it says it starts a quest, closing ports, and it says leave the mine by use of the teleport ball. What teleport ball?
Oh my god.
I didn't see any teleport ball. Oh, wait a minute. Are they talking about this cube in my inventory? So I cast the cube. I activate the cube again, and sure enough, boom, I'm out of the mine, and I'm back in front of the control room in Lull. Can't find Luminar anywhere. Not sure what to do next.
Oh my god.
I did figure out how to release the Watchman.
Okay.
So, if you want, I can give that secret up.
Is it the Staff of Ohm?
Yeah, you do have to use the Staff of Ohm, but you have to use it in a particular way.
Oh god. Of course, right?
Yeah. So there's a puzzle. So just pay attention when you reset the switches.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the way that they reset.
Oh, okay.
And you have to go through that 3 or 4 times.
Oh, Jesus.
And it'll eventually release the Watchman.
So you're telling me there's, like everything else, there's no simple task?
No. I mean, I'll hand it to the guy. I mean, he really worked hard to, come up with, unique and interesting, twists and turns that obviously made sense to him with the character that he was using when he made the mod. And so, there's no simple answers to anything. You definitely have to think about it, try things, just get damn lucky. And, get through stuff, but it's pretty aggravating.
It's a little devilish to make puzzles that rely on jumping and timing in a game that is so famously known for its amazing parkour.
Yes.
Where you can't even run and jump off a log.
Yeah.
Much less, time your jumps between spinning wheels. That's a little devilish.
Yeah. And some of these places that you have to jump to are very small targets.
Mm.
And, if you miss, you fall in the boiling water and die.
Right. So you end up in this, this loop where you just try until finally by sheer luck you manage to make it. That's a little.
Yeah.
That's one problem with these wonderful mods made by very talented people who aren't really game designers.
Yeah.
So, wow. Well, maybe I'll try it one of these days.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going with it.
Yeah, I can say honestly, I don't mind giving it up. I know I'm never going to go back now.
Yeah, I'm gonna push through it, but
and your mileage may vary because granted, there's obviously some places where it probably would have been okay if I didn't have less than 100 health.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And have the shouts and all that stuff. So yeah, that's a good point.
But I didn't fight probably 85. I'd say I did not fight 85% of the the combatants in this mod.
Just snuck through.
Just snuck past them.
Yeah. So that's always an option too for a lot of it.
And most of them aren't particularly tough. When I did have to fight, it was just the Storm Atronach was enough.
Okay.
The only place that was tough was the giant miner.
Yeah.
And that was just constantly having to cast Atronach after
over
that.
and over,
because most of the time his attacks weren't doing any damage because he was aiming too high.
Oh Jesus.
Well, I like the fact that you had to sort of puzzle out how to lure an enemy into a trap. That's also unusual for Skyrim, which is sort of brute force. So that's kind of cool too.
There were definitely some interesting things. It would have just been nice if it hadn't have been just so incredibly brutal.
Yeah.
And the hardest part of the whole thing was not even having to fight enemies, but having to jump and time being able to get past stuff. And with Whirlwind Sprint and Become Ethereal, this would definitely be much easier. And based on the timing of the pistons, he had to have used Whirlwind Sprint because there's several places where all of the pistons are out at the same time. So there is a gap that if you could shoot through it, you'd get right through, no problem. But because I don't have any shouts, I had to get past each one individually.
Yeah, it says here, he says, this mod does not require shouts, but I've found they help enormously What really helps, though, is exploring your environment and getting to know chronographers, as many will offer advice or equipment on your quest. Don't be afraid to explore. So he specifically had some shouts. Well, good on you for sticking with it as far as you did, man. Wow.
Well, at some point it just becomes like, this is not going to kick my ass.
I will get through this.
It's going to happen.
Oh man. The other one we did was, or I don't know, did anybody else do Trials of Stone Legion?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, yeah, that was it's like Delves. There's not like a huge story to it or anything.
There's only one piece of paper which tells the whole story, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Was it a journal or just the notes?
I only found one note on one NPC
about
dead.
Yeah, was it about not beard or something like that?
No, because I couldn't figure out how to start it because I read the top part of the page, and so I just seen this walkthrough of this guy doing a thingy on YouTube, and he says, right, go to this mine, go to the mine in Kynes Grove, and I went, all right, and then I turned the video off and just went to the mine in Kynes Grove.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And found my way in. But I started the mod with, remember that, character I was talking about, Breton with Illusion, and he was on Legendary and he wasn't in there, but it was really boring because I just go in there and then I hit everybody with Fury and Frenzy, and then everybody would just stand in a big circle jerk, just beating each other off. And it was just boring standing there. So I wanted a bit of action, so I stopped the mod. It was just when I got to that big circle room that you were talking about earlier on.
Oh yeah,
that big circle room. So just after I got to there, I was like, all right, I want to do this myself. So I swapped over to my character, which was the Thieves Guild, the Thieves Master Guild, whatever it was, the Guild Master of the Thieves Guild, and he had the 100 sneak and the double daggers, and so I just went in there but. Same thing has happened with your one on the first one.
Yeah,
I went in there with the new character, and all the enemies that I had killed with the other character were already dead.
Yeah, that's weird because I had that same issue on Delves. Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, they weren't dead; they just weren't there.
They just didn't exist. Yeah.
Yeah, I got into the big room, and all the fronts of the coffins fell down, but nobody came out.
Huh? That is strange.
So I had to was like when I want to end a game, because you don't really end a game. It's sort of you can have it permanently on pause on Xbox.
Yeah, you have to actually. Yeah, that's what I do. I have to close it completely out and quit it.
Close the game, and then I start up because I've got Fallout 4 on disc, and because it's not on. Stored on the Xbox, when I try and start that game, it goes, oh, you don't own this game, buy it, and then it sort of tries to start it, and then it instantly quits. So I don't have to worry about getting all the way into the game, quitting the game, and then come back out. So I use Fallout 4 to be able to get in and out of the game, and that resets the game from the start, so I have to load up from scratch. And I did that, and I started it up with my other character, and then the minute I got in there, the enemies were already there, so I could start fisticuffs, which was it? He was level 35, so he was about half your level. So I had mostly scourges and probably one or two Droga Death Lords in each battle.
I had 98% Draugr Deathlords.
Wow. Yeah. And it was just probably in that room, that big circle room. About 4 of them were Droga Deathlords. 2 of them were with the ebony bow and had the Fusro die out, and the rest were all scourges. Some of them with the summon Atronach spell and that.
Oh man. Yeah, a bunch of them. So yeah, when I got there, it was they were all shouting at once. So it was 5 shouts going off. I'm like, oh my god! I'm like this. Like, this is a mess. But it was fun. I mean, it's a really tough battle. Depending on how you play it. But yeah, if you want some serious challenge, this one's really good too. Like another, like, Delves, nothing, no crazy story or anything like that. It's basically just a dungeon crawl with a boss and a, pendant at the end, actually.
You mean the bazooka? Or
like the most powerful pendant you can get.
Yeah. You don't get anything close to that by doing, like, fucking doing the main quest, or doing if you had to do the main quest and then do every single, like, companions Dawnguard, it still wouldn't amount to this fucking thermonuclear warhead that you find at the end of this fucking dungeon. I was like, really?
It's intense. Yeah. It's you get the final battle is against Lonmasker Knotbeard or something. Yeah. So he's another Death Lord, basically turned into one or something, or whatever it is.
Draugr Death Overlord.
That's it. Yeah. And then you get the Pendant of the North, which is all spells cost nothing. I'm like, wow, this is kind of overpowered. I mean, I got a really powerful character, but this is really overpowered. But it's fun, It's like, if you want to use it, you can use it. It's kind of a fun add-on thing, or just not.
Yeah,
use it,
if you're like level 66, level 80 or something like that, then getting that is not going to make much of a difference, because you're already the most powerful thing in Skyrim.
Yeah.
But if you did that, as a normal playthrough.
Oh yeah, you were like level 20 or something like that. Yeah.
And you sort of all right, it's going to be a fucking hard battle getting through that dungeon. But you could do it there is places where you have to kill everything, same as like some of the rooms that Ray had to do. Because you have to find the key on the corpse after you kill it.
Yep.
So to be able to get there would be a serious area battle. But if you do that like as you say, level 20 or something like that, and then you've got that for the rest of your playthrough.
Oh man, yeah.
That's you just walking into a boxing ring with a gun.
Yeah, when I saw what the perks were on that, I was like, whoa! It's like, this is a pretty serious thing.
There was a ring as well in the chest. I can't remember what.
Yeah, there was. I think there was a ring, but I don't remember what it was, because the pendant was like,
yeah, and it looks pretty good as well. It's really nice looking. It's very well designed.
It does, yeah. Yeah, I still have it. I haven't used it or anything. Obviously, I haven't used it because I don't really have a need for it. But it's
obviously it was all spells are 30% more powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the ring. Yeah, everything's. You wear the pendant and the ring, and then you're basically invincible for the entire game. Yeah, because you figure if spells cost nothing, I mean, you're like, even if you're relatively low level, you can just fire off everything. You can keep casting whatever you happen to have, Iron Flesh or whatever, over and over and over, or keep your healing going permanently as you're shooting fireballs or whatever, and you can pretty much do anything.
Yeah.
Completely changes the game at a lower level. But yeah, it's a fun crawl though. It's a fun, it's like a Nordic dungeon basically.
You can definitely tell by playing it that it's his second one.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're going to play both and so you just loaded them both up, you can definitely tell that this was the second one is much improved. The areas, how he set it up, the fights, and all came together. There was less of story. The only story I got, because I didn't, as I said, I just went straight to the thing and went through it.
Yeah.
And once I got to the second to last room, I found a dead bandit with a note on it saying that, I'll go to this place, and if you have to try and get this necklace or this amulet, and if you can, then you can join the Legion.
Yep.
So,
yeah, that was
Legion
basically
still exists somewhere, and they've sent this person in to try and clear the dungeon, and that's their trial to be able to get into the Legion. And that was the story.
Yeah, you can definitely tell though, like you were saying, it's the second one, because there's in Delves, there's like some large gaps between fights, a lot of running between them, down hallways and things like that. Whereas this, it was much more compact, and you're spread. You're hitting a room, then another room, and there's a little travel time in between. But in Delves, there's like quite a bit of travel time between areas.
Yeah, I like there was one room. It wasn't a room. What is that? In those certain sections of dungeon where the dungeon has collapsed in itself. So like like all the walls have collapsed in, and it's just like a cave.
Yeah,
and you get to one of those sections, and it was like all the muddy walls, and it was just like all waterlogged right through the center of it. And you walk into the room, and you sort of like you walk in, and then you look left, and it's just this big long cave type thing. It's a vast cave. It's all muddy walls, there's water all over. And as soon as you get into a certain point, like all these Droga Death Lords and Scourges start to come up out of the water, rising up.
Oh, that was really cool looking actually, because they kind of rise
slowly start out there. And I said that would be so fucking cool. Apart from 100 sneak, because they're all facing forward. So I just went to the wall, sneaked all the way down to the back of the room, and then went from the back of the room front, killing them because they're all looking in the opposite direction.
The backstab.
Backstab that one, and they're all looking towards the entrance where you came in.
Oh man!
The only thing, how I was in the last one, I had to run through the entire fucking thing twice. Same thing happened again.
Oh man!
Because I had Lydia with me, but she can't sneak for shit, so I had to leave her back. So you tell her to wait. You go in and do sneak. If you get caught, then you run whatever's chasing you back to Lydia, and then she kicks the shit out of it for you. So I was doing that, and then I got to just before the last room, which I didn't know was the last room, and I said, wait here. I went into the last room, and there's no way back out of the last room. You can't get back through that gate. That gate shuts in behind you to lock you in with the enemies.
Oh yeah, yep.
And you can't back. There's no lever to open it up and go back. So I couldn't kill anything. So I had to go through out, and then where it comes out is really cool. It comes out in the the Hall of the Dead in Windhelm. So it starts off in Kynesgrove, and you've gone all the way through, and then you come out of the Hall of the Dead. And then I had to come out, fast travel back in Kynesgrove, go into the dungeon, run all the way through the dungeon again, get Lydia, follow, because I told her to wait, because obviously she's not going to come to me when I fast travel. I had to pick her up and then run all the way back out of the dungeon, because that grate is still closed. So I couldn't get to her, so I had to run all the way backwards again. So basically 3 times through it. But it was a lot of fun. It was a really nice, hard, tough fight. I snuck and, probably 2-shotted nearly everything in there with my double daggers. But, there's a few times where I got caught, and, running away is always fun.
Yeah, I had fun with that one. I only had to run through once on this one, so there was a plus there. I didn't have any issues like I did on Delves, so that was a good thing. Did you want to talk about Thunderchild?
Well, I want to hear Colin's impressions of it for sure, and because it has sort of minor quest, tendencies. There's a few little questicles that you can do, questlets,
I like that word better.
Questlets.
I don't mess with questicles.
No, I'm not going there. Never mind. I will. Well, questicles are seminal quests, So, anyway, just to carry the pun to its logical conclusion. So, Colin, what do you think of Thunderchild?
I really like it. It's a lot of fun, and there's it suits my character down to the ground, because he obviously, as I said, he just shit at magic. Not that he doesn't use magic, is that he's so shit at it that he just blows himself up, so he can't use it. So, the good thing is that I knew Ray, is that he's got 400 health. And he's got a 400 armor. So,
oh wow.
And I'm using. He's just hit 100 in heavy armor as well, and I've put all the perks into that. 2-handed, and But I feel like this is where it gets weird, right? So at the end of Delves, you get that fucking amulet. I think I'm kind of like triple dipping in this one with the shouts and with Ordinator and with Winter Sun, Face of Skyrim, because he worships Talos. So
makes sense.
So he has an amulet of Talos. It cool down 20%. He always prays to Talos, so he gets the blessing of Talos. So that drops his cooldown down. He's going into speech because you got the speech perks and Ordinator tree that help with shouts. So there's like certain perks that you take that 25% of the chance at the time that you can reduce the cooldown of your shout down to 3 seconds. And there's a second level in that. So once he gets that, that's going to be 50% chance every time he uses a shout. It can drop it down to the cooldown to 3 seconds. And then with Thunderchild, you go to and you do the mantras, sort of like, you get up to Higher Hrothgar, and once you finish where he says, like, when they shout at you, and you finish that quest and you get gifted all the shouts where you can summon the apparition that they summon, which I always thought was really cool. How come you never get that shout in the game? Where you summon that little ghost that you have to do your Fusro Da at right at the very start. And you get given that shout, and then it says, go check out the library that's at the back. And you go to the library, and then there's, we call it a half-built shrine to Kinnereth and a bed, and was it a statue of Talos, which has a little amulet in the front of it, which is a something of mantras.
Yeah, it's the amulet of mantras. Yeah. It's like Okado's recital for shouts. Basically.
Yeah, you can store in with shout by activating the Talos statue. I would have liked a little shrine there, so I could have prayed in there. So I could get up in the morning when I finished my sleep, walk over, and then tap the old shrine of Talos. But they had the statue of Talos, but they just didn't have the little shrine that I could have prayed to. Yeah. And as soon as it was Enai Sayan, I was like, hey, I'm going to have to send him a little word. Do an update, add a little shrine in there so I can pray with the Winter Sun at the same time. So you go in, and then you find this little map, and you have to, because I have obviously immersive hood on, I didn't have the markers or the compass, so I walked in there, saw the statue, and I went, oh, that's nice, and then left. I didn't know that you were supposed to pray because I didn't read anything. But yeah, once I figured it out, you find a book, and it's about this priest, this greybeard who's not there anymore. Yeah,
Frodier or something like that. I forget, something like that. Yeah.
And he says that you can learn new meanings, alternate meanings to the words, the shouts, that you can alter them to make him sort of like do different things. Excuse me. So I prayed. I had learned quite a few shouts because he's Norden, because he was Dragonborn and he went through Bleakfall's Barrow. He knew to look out for Nordic ruin. So every time he saw a Nordic ruin, he ran straight to it. So he had quite a lot of the first words and killed a few dragons. So he learned some of the new shouts, and some of them are great. And then I've just found one that's like super hugely overpowerful because of how I designed my character. Because of how I designed it.
I know which one it is.
It was like unbelievable. And I mean, I have used Curse, but
okay, that's what I thought you were going to use.
No, but it would have helped because with the 400 health and stuff like that, because they could have just battered me with the heavy armor and the
I love Curse. That's probably one of my favorites of the Thunderchild shouts. Yeah, if you have high health, it's awesome.
Yeah. So I was have you used I can't remember what it's called, but it's kind something where you shout to this guy and it helps with your archery.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at them. I'm just running through them. True Shot. Enchant arrows with the power of wind or call down Kind's wrath. No.
true shot. Have you used it? Hello?
Yeah.
You hear me? Have you used that true shot?
No, I don't think I have that one yet this time, nor have I gotten it in the past. I'm working on this. I'm working on Thunderchild harder this time than I have ever before. So I'm trying to really.
It's amazing. What you do is you shout, and obviously you have a bow and arrow in your hand, and you shoot something outside if you have the full shout, and you shoot it, and then because you use that shout, Kind shoots it too from the sky. 3 fucking arrows come flying down and just knock the shit out of it.
So let me ask you then. So you've unlocked the second and third words on some of these alternate shouts.
Yes,
which means you've gained Kind's favor. So have you which of the favor quests have you done? All of them?
No, because I think you have to, for the last one, I have to go and see Path of X. And I just couldn't get there because I was busy fucking in the library putting books.
Yeah, well, but you also do the shout at the sky and give money to the monks at High Hrothgar, and there's the other one where you jump off the ledge and
that
fall
one was a pain in the ass.
Oh, that's an easy one actually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought it was hard because obviously you're going to find somewhere where you're not going to land and die. Uh-huh. I didn't know that it brings you back up again after you've fallen for 30 years. So I went to Bard's Leap, of course.
Oh, okay.
Went to Bard's Leap. You go off Bard's Leap, you land in the water. Easy peasy, right? But you're on that tiny little shitty rickety fucking, what's that board thing like pirates use? Walk the plank. Yeah. There's a fucking plank out there. So I go to the plank and I go there and I, whirlwind sprint off the side of it, and I'm falling down and I land in the water and I was going right, and it goes, hey, it's success, and then it goes back in time, but yeah, she doesn't put you exactly back on that plank because it's so fucking small. So you miss the plank, fly out, and then you hit the side of the fucking. So I finally figured out that all I had to do was step back 2 foot into the plank and then shout, and then I went down, landed in the water, and then it brought me all the way back up again, and then I passed that one.
The best place for that is where they first teach you whirlwind sprint. On the other side of the gates there's a little promontory of rock, and you just do whirlwind sprint right there, boom, and it's 4-second fall and you're done. That's right up by High Hrothgar.
But it doesn't say do a fall for 4 seconds and then I'll bring you back up to the top of the fucking planet. If that had told me about, I would have went, all right, fine.
Fall for 4 seconds and live.
Yeah. So that's what I had in my mind. So it was Bard's Leap, I'm going to land in the water.
Have you carried the flame?
I carried the flame. I tried it once. I got there. I got buck naked because I'm in heavy armor, obviously. So I took all my clothes off. And then equips. And then your stamina bar and your health bar won't go down.
So not at first, right? And they start going down if you take too long?
Yeah. So,
I've never successfully done this, so I'm interested to. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I failed the first time because I only had the first word of whirlwind sprint. I probably got to the 8th shrine, and that's when it said whatchamacallit. It said you can feel the flame fading. And I got to the fucking stairs. I got to the stairs, man, when it ran out.
Man.
You. And I was like, right, I ain't doing it again. I like Ray with that fucking thing where he does and carries on. No, fuck this. And I went, I'm going to wait until I got the other 2 words. And then I just went out and adventured for another 15 levels, and then eventually got the other 2 words. And obviously with the Ordinator perks that I'm putting into speech, was it with Kind's favor, my shouts are more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
With the Ordinator perks, my shouts are more powerful, affect others or affect me and things like that. So I get a quicker cooldown because of the Blessing of Telos, the Amulet of Telos, and 25% of the time it will reduce the the cooldown to 3 seconds, so I can fully sprint and then activate it 3 seconds later again. So I got there, and just as I was going through the front door, the second time I done it, when I had all 3 words, it started to say, "Oh, you're starting to feel the flame," just as I got to the door and went through. So,
nice.
And you get passives for those. So the first passive was that when you enter combat, your shout cooldown immediately disappears.
Yeah. Yep. That's called, he calls that Storm Crown. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the mod page now. Yeah.
And that one immediately, or the minute you leave combat, it dissipates. So when you enter combat, if you've shouted and got something prepped, and then when you enter it, actually reveal yourself to the enemies, then you can shout again. Excuse me. And then what was the other one? The other one is that if you're shouting outside and not in combat,
it says greatly reduced cooldown out of combat. That's the way of peace.
Yeah, if it's less than 60 seconds, right?
No, it doesn't stipulate that. There's 3 of them. There's three abilities. The second one is the first shout you use in combat has no cooldown.
That must be the one when you go to the, because it says something about clambering up to the top of the world and touching the sky.
Touching the sky, right? Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's when you go up and talk to Parthenax, go up, get to the notch pick.
I'm not sure what the repeatable ones do. The repeatable ones shout to the sky, once a day and give the monks money are repeatable. I'm not sure what you get, or if that just builds Kind's favor.
Yeah, it builds Kind's favor.
Yeah.
You can get a maximum favor of 200.
Okay, and hunting animals. Every once in a while you'll see an animal that's glowing green, and that's one. And every once in a while, it's the horse, a horse of a carriage guy.
I had Stump once.
Yeah, that's right.
Stump in Riverwood. It was all about. Oh yeah, you don't want me to come.
Not gonna kill that one though.
Yeah. And so you shout to the sky once a day, kill the animals, and was it? I think he's got 117. I know there was 100, and then there was a 7 in there somewhere. I think favor with Kind so far, and it maxes out at 200. And then his favor with Telos, which means, right, when you're a devotee of Telos, every time somebody dies within 40 feet of you, it reduces your cooldown on your shout by half. So, and his favorite is 199.8 or something like that right now, because he keeps on. Oh, I found a whole new happy to Skyrim. Just a little tiny thing just to make you happy, right? And it only works for certain characters. But the happy is when you've killed all the Thalmor and you've gotten all the robes, you bring them and you sell them to the 2 Altmer in Solitude, the ones that are really bitchy to you. So all I do is every time I kill a load of, I go in there and I just sell them the bloody rags I've torn off the dead Thalmor.
Excellent.
Radiant Raymonds.
Yeah, that's it. So every single day I'm just in there just selling bloodied Thalmor robes. And I was like, that makes me happy, and then I carry on with my day. But the one that I just learned, and I only learned the first word of it. So what I'm using is, usually I have my weapon is a two-handed, is a battle axe, dwarven battle axe. He's got all dwarven gear, and it's smith up to legendary. And there's no enchantment on it. He uses the enchantment shout, the what I call it, elemental fury, and of course with all the perks on that has increased the speed of it, so it's lightning fast. So I was using that, and then suddenly this new shout came up, which says, for 3 seconds, it quadruples your weapon's damage.
Wow.
So I popped that one first, and then I popped Elemental Fury, and literally I was cutting through, Scourges in like 5 or 6 hits, literally like seconds, just wiping through them on master. It was just, and this was with a one-handed sword, because it wasn't even worthwhile getting his battle axe out, because he just wanted to destroy them in like 2 hits. It's because of the way I've built my character, and using that shout with Elemental Fury, you could just destroy any enemy. Like Rygot, the Dragon Priest, probably the whole fight with him lasted about 8 seconds before he wiped him out completely. So either I'm going to have to pop it up to legendary, or I'm going to have to put in, Revenge of the Enemies or something like that.
Have you unlocked any of the enhanced Greybeard robes?
I have not. I have not seen.
If you look at the mod page, there's four robes that you can unlock by doing strange things with some of the high level shouts. Detonate 6 enemies with Iceborne 3. Juggle a victim twice without touching the ground with Dance of the Dead 2. And you unlock several enhanced Greybeard robes, which we hadn't mentioned. He calls it the library. There's wardrobes full of different colored Greybeard robes that you can take and wear.
I didn't even look at them.
Oh yeah, all the wardrobes are full of new and colorful robes, which you could probably use since your health is so high.
No, he's got nearly all the Dragon Priest masks. He actually has all the Dragon Priest masks, apart from the 2 quested ones, which is the Marakai, which is obviously the Mages Guild, which I am actually going to do the Mages Guild. He can't cast a fucking spell, not one spell. But I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna be.
Well, one of my favorite things to do with when you're doing a Dragonborn character is go to the Mages Guild after when they send you there for the Septimus quest and you haven't gone in yet.
Yeah,
and then do the Dragonborn thing.
Yeah, they let you in because you're Dragonborn.
Right,
it's a completely different type of magic.
Fusro da Feralda right off the side. And she just sort of dusts herself off, gets up, and says, "Okay, I'll you'd be an asset."
So I'm gonna go in there.
It's good for a laugh.
Yeah, because there's at least one quested dragon shout in there. There's the one in Sarthal, and I've also done Gearman's Hall, the Golden Amulet. So that's the last piece I need.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then I've got to do companions because they've got a quested shout. I think it's the fire one, and there's 2 quested ones because there's one in Labyrinthian. I think it's Storm Call. It's either Storm Call or Slow Time. That's in Labyrinthian.
I don't know.
And I've got 2 words of Storm Call. Actually, I think Storm Call might be what's the one? The main quest before you go to Southern Guard. What's that?
What for Dragonrend?
No.
Oh.
For Storm Call.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's the one where you have to fly the dragon to. I can't remember the name of it.
Skulldafn.
Oh, Skulldafn. Thank you,
yeah.
Michael.
Yeah.
And I think that one is the last word I've got a Storm Call, which was awesome because I just got to the where I have to run through with Delphine and Esbern.
Oh,
Karthfire.
Yeah.
Cross
And I
fire,
got
yeah.
there, and,
Yeah.
and obviously the dragon is attacking the Forsworn, and they're all there. So
Yeah.
I just stand on top of the mountain, and I do cast fucking 2 words of Storm Call.
Yes. I love
And I'm
that up
like,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like blasting lightning bolts, and then suddenly at the top of my screen, I just see Esbern's health go. It just got fucking fried. Yeah, sorry, Esbern. But that was amazing. I was at halfway, like, there's a frost dragon flying around, and he's at half, probably about 3/4 health. And I'm going in there, and I'm running up to Forsworn, trying to hit them with the axe. And there's a couple of them that I'm hitting, and instantly a lightning bolt would strike one and just fucking disintegrate them. And then the fucking lightning bolt, 2 or 3 must have hit the dragon, because the dragon just gets knocked right out of the fucking sky.
Oh, man.
The lightning bolts.
Wow.
It was just perfect. It just all lined up exactly right for an amazing Dragon Ball fight. Because he wanted to show off to Delphine and Esbern as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love using Storm Call up there because they're spread out just far enough, and it's such a wide area, and you can really do some damage with it.
Yeah, I had to get really far over, like almost near where the what should we call it?
The Hagraven?
Where the Hagraven is, because as I was running up, I passed the Khajiit caravan walking up, and I did.
Oh God!
Just blasted the shit out of all them. I get the White Runners, just like Rasad, just sitting there on his own, going, "What the fuck did you do?"
Oh man, well, it was just a storm. You had nothing to do with it. No idea what happened.
You know what you should have done? You should pray to Kine. Riddle Thor ain't gonna help you now, is he?
Oh man.
Well, yeah, Thunderchild's pretty awesome. So I'm looking forward to
that's cool.
Doing more of it. Yeah, it's out there on Xbox, I think.
Yep, yeah, it is. I have it in my favorites to use. I just haven't loaded it. I'll probably do a play around with it on one of them.
Yeah.
On the Quest ones, I was trying to keep everything pretty clean, so I didn't run into any issues, other than the issues in the mods themselves, like Wheels of Lull.
I don't know if it's available on Xbox or not, but there's an alternate College of Winterhold mod that's actually, I don't know, you all might probably familiar with the Immersive College of Winterhold. There's one called Obscure's College of Winterhold, which I think is even better. It's a lot of it's just cool. It's a really nice Obscure's College of Winterhold. OBSCURE''S. Obscure's College of Winterhold. I think it's an SE only mod. It may or may not be on Xbox. It's really good.
Wow, that's weird. I tried doing a search on Bethesda. That was a mistake.
Yeah, that's always a mistake. Yeah. Never search Bethesda.
Yeah,
Shouts is definitely the one thing that I really have not spent any time in Skyrim doing.
What is
Shouts?
Yeah.
Even the natural shouts, I really like them. And what I think I'm gonna do, like planning it out in my head, it's hopefully gonna go the way I want it to. Is he's gonna get to up to Parthenax, get extra shouts, and I want to get all the extra shouts, because you get a book that explains all the shouts and what they do, but I didn't read it, so that's why I didn't know what half the shouts do. I shout at somebody and then find out what happens later on. There was one called Essence Rip, and I was I was reading the first 3 words of it, which told me, yes, definitely you shout at this and it sucks all the life and gives you life back. Awesome. I'm going to use that. Starts using it. Shout it. You know that Solian sinkhole where you got that Droga Deathlord right at the end, and there's that a rune in there, or there's a statue in there that shoots a fireball at you and heals the Droga Deathlord. So I was hiding in the corner. I was shooting about. I used Essence Rip. It sucked the life right out of him and healed me. And it was awesome. I waited until it cool down, fought him a little bit more, and then I shot him again, and then it went the opposite way around. Took the life from me and healed him. I was like, what? Then I went back. Then I read the shout. Oh.
Yeah, heal or harm.
Yeah. So it was like, I see what you did there. That's definitely his fault, not mine. But yeah, so I want to do all of those, get all the shouts, and like practice using them. But I'm going to get up to Path next, get that, and then face off against Alduin, and then once you do the one under the throat of the world, he goes, "Oh, you have to find out where he goes." What he's done. Maybe you want to speak to a dragon. Oh, right, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. That other dragonborn in Soulstorm that's been pissing me off. Sending those guys. That's who you want me to talk to. Right. Jumped off the side of the mountain. No, wait, no, that's not. See you later, Dad. And then sort of because obviously Path next is his new dad.
Yeah, I don't see obscures on Bethesda.
Oh well.
Let's see. I'm looking through it, mid and expanded, magical. I checked obscures, and then I checked College of Winterhold to see if it was under a different name, possibly.
Yeah, it's probably just PC only.
Yeah.
Sorry. But it's just a different take on it. There's new places to go and a few different things to see and do. So it's kind of cool.
Let's see. Scrolling through there. Winterhold rebuilt. No, I don't see it.
I talked about Triumvirate last time. Lots of cool new spells. Does anybody know if that's available on Xbox yet, or he usually has everything out there for both? But
what is it called? Triumvirate.
Triumvirate, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. That's right. I'm hoping I spell it correctly. Let's see. I don't see it.
Oh well.
Unless I spelled it incorrectly, which is possible.
Oh well. Anyway, those are some cool new mods. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I spelled it completely wrong.
Oops.
Let me try it real quick. And there's no, it won't find it on here if it's not spelled exactly correctly.
So what quest are we going to do next? What's on the list?
Oh, it is on here, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good. So you're on it. You got an excellent. Yeah, it's fun.
I don't know. Do we want to start? God, why am I drawing a blank? What's the big one? Bruma.
Sure, that could be added into an existing character or new. Either way, I think I'll just add it in. Does anybody want to do the Rigmore of Bruma to go along with it, or is that not?
I haven't done it, so I don't know what it's like. I do know Bruma. There's a quest line. There's you sort of you can travel through, but there's no real main quest of Bruma. It's kind of just exploring the space.
There's lots of fetchy quests. Or I remember I've gone through it, and they're not fetch quests, but there are several not radiant quests either. What would you call them? Sort of side quest kind of.
Yeah, things? Kind of like kind of like a Daedalic quest, or kind of like it's just like everything is all its own little thing that you can do.
I had thought, well, maybe at some point we could do a Legacy of the Dragon. One nice thing about Legacy is that it includes a few quest mods that we might or might want to do, like Moonpath to Elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's right. We have that too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so we could do a Legacy of the Dragonborn and have Moonpath to Elsewhere. In fact, isn't Moonpath an early on quest objective directly in Legacy of the Dragonborn, if I remember correctly?
I don't know. I don't have Moonpath in.
No, but it's built in. It's built into Legacy of the Dragonborn. It's in the mod. You don't have to install it.
I haven't found anything that leads me to the Moonpath of Elsewhere. No,
really? Okay. Maybe you do have to have it installed. I thought it was built into Legacy. Maybe compatibility is built in automatically.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm pretty sure if you have it, because that's what the patch is for. So you load up.
Well, there's no patch needed for Moonpath. That I'm almost certain of. But yes, you're right. Yeah.
That there's a Legacy of the Dragonborn patch. So you install Legacy of the Dragonborn, and then you install all your other mods. And then you run the patch and it's a patcher.
Yeah.
So and then it finds everything that you've all loaded in, and it has them all ticked off. And as I said, lately I've been running very slim. So at most I have 17 to 20 mods.
Oh.
And that's with all the basics. So I have. I meant to say this like 3 episodes ago. What I'm running, what I'm not running, which I'm finding I'm enjoying, is no lighting mod. Because I can fucking see where I'm going. You know what's annoying me? That I can't fucking see what the fuck's going on.
I like that. I like the part and the direction. But anyway, yeah, sorry.
Sometimes I just like to, gung ho run in and, yes, all right, it's a cave and it's the middle of the day, and but
that's
I don't fucking care. I like to see what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying, because I've always had ELFX or any of the other ones, Darker Nights and that sort of thing, and they look really good. And especially when I'm playing at night, all the lights off, and it's just like me and the fucking TV screen. It's really good, and you get some great sky moments and northern lights moments with those mods. But when I'm running through Bleak Falls Barrow, I just want to be able to see the Rogue Deathlord beat the shit out of him. I'm watching it and see exactly where all the chests are and that. So.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I'm always running an ENB too, which makes things darker as well. But if you run the right ENB, it's that isn't too dark. It can look pretty gorgeous. So
I still carry loads of torches because it's now built into me now to carry torches.
I actually found it. I don't know where it came from, which mod, but I very early on in this character, I picked up a circlet called the Circlet of Light, and so you just put that on, it lights everything up. It's great.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I don't wear it very often, but sometimes when things are really dark, it just or I'm looking around for something, I'll pop that on.
I had another mod that I liked, spells emit light.
Oh yeah, yep.
And you just have flame spell in your hand, or you have a healing spell in your hand.
That makes total sense. Yeah. It's like turning on your cell phone flashlight.
Yeah, and what's great is when you if you play this sneaky character and you're going in to take out a bunch of mages, when they have their hands attached, you see all the lights glowing around them. They're trying to run downstairs, and you see where they're running from. It's amazing. So it's a little tiny little mod. The spells emit light. That's all it does, but it's amazing.
That's very nice. Yeah. Well, we should look at Legacy at some point and see if we can figure out a good combination of mods and things that everybody feels comfortable installing.
I wouldn't mind doing Forgotten City. I know you guys enjoyed it. I've never played it.
Yeah, and that's integrated into it too. All right, but this next one we're going to do Bruma. That can we do it in more than 2 weeks?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
because I don't have the time.
No, I don't have the time for Bruma. I think we only did 2 weeks because we were just doing because we were doing some of this similar stuff over again. Basically.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to break off last time.
If you play a couple of hours of it, you'll get a really good feel for it. If you want to do it, then you could, as long as you play 2 hours every night for the next 2 weeks, you could probably do the entire mod.
Yeah, I don't have 2 hours every night.
Exactly. So if you say 2 weeks and do Bruma, you will definitely get most of it done, and you will get a great sense of feeling for it.
Yeah.
There's only one follower in it, and he's a good laugh, but he doesn't say much after he becomes your follower.
Oh, really? That's too bad.
Yeah, and he's built into it to become your follower, but he's not a follower mod. So
that's one thing I am. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Not that there's anything wrong with him. It's just that obviously they built Bruma, and he became it's not a follower mod like I've got Nekijit's name or Sophie.
Inigo or Sophie or Arissa. Yeah, there's some good ones. That's one of the things I do miss about interesting NPCs. So some of the really good followers like Rumoren and a couple of the other ones that are great, really well voiced and lots of good scripting. But I haven't used interesting NPCs for a while. Just I believe it or not, I did simplify my mod list, even though I'm still running about 150 mods. A lot of them are just graphics mods, text and meshes and things like that.
That's mostly what I got rid of. I've still got, it's nearly all just a vanilla game. No immersive weapons, no immersive armors.
Yeah, good call. Immersive armors is great, but it causes long-term damage over lots of saves, unfortunately. So I dropped that too. I picked up sort of individual armor mods and stuff like that. The mod list is up there on the web somewhere.
Well, I've got for all of that now with this new Thunderchild character that I'm doing. That's what Legacy of the Dragonborn is for. I mean, just it's the fucking little things, because obviously he redesigns a lot of the unique weapons in the place.
The Bellhammer and stuff like that,
all that stuff, right? But it's little things is that he has recovered, or they, have recovered every single book in the entire game and added 400 new books or whatever it is that they've added. But all the covers now all have the name on them and all have if there's 16 of the same book, they all have the numbers down the back. So when you put them in the bookshelf,
I think that's because they integrated book covers of Skyrim into Legacy of the Dragonborn. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff like that. It's such an amazing towering work.
That's why I like Bruma, because Bruma just changes everything. Like the ale bottles, the food, this new food. They've changed leather. They've got their own leather armor, so it's the same leather armor, it's the same stats, but it just looks different, and it's got a different vibe. So when you have it loaded in, but you start in Skyrim and you play nearly all of Skyrim, and I've done it. I've gone up to level 30 or something like that with Bruma loaded in. Never went there. And then into the character. But when I was making the leather armor, and I found the Bruma one, I was that looks nice. I'm gonna add that helmet, or I'm gonna add those gloves, because they look like big mitts, like the gloves that you get. They look like gauntlets that you put them on instead of the leather bracers that you get. So it looks really cool, and that's why I love Bruma, because it adds so much. And you have sautéed carrots that you can make and stuff. And you can get convenient horses, which is always on my mod list. You can get that converted to Bruma. You can get converted to Bruma, so Bruma food works with I need.
Yeah, there's lots of packages for that. Yep.
Lots of realistic needs and diseases. So you can get a lot of integration with them. There's fantastic support for Bruma on Xbox and on PC. Obviously more on PC, but that's because it's better.
Yeah. It is. Yep. True. Well, cool. All right, so Bruma next, huh?
Sure.
And were you, Michael? What about Rigmore? Do you want to add Rigmore Bruma in? Have you done her? I
have not.
Is she available on Xbox?
Let me see. Let's see if I can open that window again, because I had some issues with internet.
Well, maybe it was searching on Bethesda that killed your internet.
It's very possible.
It's a known fact that's.
I'm not saying that was definite. I'm saying it probably was the case. It was weird. The Wi-Fi just went away. That is still working perfectly fine. But for some reason, my PC decided not to be connected to it anymore. Rigmore. How do you spell Rigmore?
Rigmor.
Get a rig. Yeah, Rigmore Bruma. Yes.
Oh, good.
I will do that along with Bruma.
All right.
I might do it on the Xbox. I don't fancy messing around with my Thunderchild node.
Well, according I looked it up on the page. According to the web page for Bruma, you can add it in at any time.
I have no doubt about that. I just don't want to mess around with the character, because I've a pretty good idea where he's going to go. As I said, he's going to finish up here, do some more little fetch quest for the Dragonborn Gallery, then head up, speak to Parthenax, and probably just trot right through that until he gets over to Solstein. So I don't want to mess with that story. I want to keep that going because I'm enjoying the hell of it. As I said, he's like, I only started him 2 weeks ago, and he's like level 40 already.
Nice.
Let's see who I got on my Xbox. I've got the Sneak guy, the Thieves Guild guy, or I've got the Illusion guy. It's got a little bit boring when I was trying to do that delve. And plus, he's got Sophia. Is it Sophia or Sophia?
Oh, yeah. Sophia.
The one requirement is disable all borders.
Yes, that's a mod you have to work
Yeah.
with it. Yeah. That's pretty unassuming mod.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the only thing I saw that was a requirement. So, I mean, other than Bruma, obviously, but. So.
Also, I was going to say there's Ray was saying he was going to start a new character. You can get alternate start live another knife patch that works with Bruma, so you can actually start in Bruma.
Yep.
Yeah, I've done that before.
That one, I've done that with.
But then you miss the fun fight through the cave to get there.
Yeah.
Hey, you could just go through the gate.
Yeah, the cave's more fun.
Not when you're as low a level as I was when I first went through.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Make sure whoops. I'm following all the Bruma ones, so it's easier to find on the Xbox.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I have everything. Oh, God. That'd be good. Yeah, so, we can dive into a little bit of Bruma, get done what we get done on it, and whatever else we have added on with it.
Sounds good, yeah. Definitely.
So, any introduction to this rigmarole of Bruma, apart from, that you're just helping out somebody?
I've never actually played through the whole thing. You meet her, you have to convince Angie that you're a good person and that you'll protect Rigmore, and then you escort her and keep her safe from those who are trying to kill her. And eventually, I think she becomes a follower. But it's pretty well scripted of the parts of it that I've played.
How much is she paying?
What's that?
How much is she paying?
I don't know. I don't even know. She's like 17, and I forget exactly how she was either orphaned or ended up in Skyrim. But and there's a new one, the Rigmore of Cyrodiil, just came out late last year at some point, which is a sequel. So if that's available for Xbox, we can explore that as well.
Oh, Rigmore of Cyrodiil. I didn't see that on there.
Yeah.
Is Rigmore of Bruma, is that just a Skyrim like place? So it's not actually in with the Bruma mods. So you don't take her to Bruma to do her quest.
Correct. I do not think you do. And I think it might have been the first, let's see, who was it uploaded by Rigmore? I think it was like the first little module by the people who did the Beyond Skyrim or are doing Beyond Skyrim. I may be wrong about that. It's really well done though. So I'm just scrolling down through the, it doesn't say anything about anything on the mod page here. Sorry. Okay. Here's one little, for me anyway, best played on a new dedicated save game. So I may or may not add Rigmore in to this one. And it's supposed to be a trilogy. So the Rigmore of Bruma, Cyrodiil, and I assume then there's a third one coming at some point.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'll have to decide whether I'm going to add her in or not.
I've never actually played with Inigo.
Inigo is great.
Yeah, let me try that.
I've never played through his whole story, but I've had him as a follower a few times. I agree with Colin. I didn't like Sophia very much. I liked Orisa. I haven't tried. There's another one, Lucian, who got a lot of notoriety last year. Another very,
He's a Breton.
I think so. Maybe, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a Breton name.
Yeah, he looks like a Breton.
Yeah. Has a long storyline similar to Inigo. Inigo's funny though, and just there's so many wonderful little. He just starts singing nonsense songs. It's just like,
all right. Well, next time, some undetermined amount of time, 3-4 weeks, something like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Bruma.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
In that time, Fallout Feed will have done 75 hours of podcasting.
That's right.
we had one of our shortest episodes ever.
I saw that. It was funny. I just commented. We were coming back from somewhere, and I was like, "Oh wow, this episode's only 2 hours and 41 minutes." when it showed up on my iTunes, I was like, "Oh wow."
Jess was really pushing to get it to do a 2.5 hour episode.
So close. So close.
And so Andrew and I just started, we were just babbling about anything and everything we could think of just to keep it going.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And the chat on Discord was helping out, throwing out ridiculous subjects for us to talk about.
Oh,
it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something I don't ever mention. We have the Discord. We have obviously the Facebook group. You can hit up this show, Skyrim Addict, on Twitter. It's a Skyrim Addict. And I think the Fallout Feed also on Twitter and all the people. So yeah, check those out. I don't know how you get to the Discord. How do you get to the Discord? You got to ask for a link, right?
Yeah, we have a post in the Facebook group.
Yeah, if you're not on Facebook,
a
just
standing
email.
invitation.
I would just email whatever show, Skyrim Addict, Fallout Feed, whatever, and just ask if you're not on Facebook. That's all. Yep. Easiest solution to that.
Yep. And we've got quite a rousing No Man's Sky chat channel going on.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Good.
So, got more and more people joining in. So,
nice.
Yeah, maybe I'll get back to playing that a little bit too, because I was playing kind of Hitman in between my Skyrim play. Or Hitman 2, I should say. But I've gone through most of that storyline, but I'm doing all the escalations and stuff like that. So, I'm gonna have time again at some point. And I really like hopping into No Man's here and there.
Yeah, was it Outward just came out with a DLC?
Oh, nice.
The Sorobians, which was there was these guys who were like traveling merchants, and in the main game you didn't know anything about them. And it was like, what about these guys? What about these guys? How come you didn't do anything about these? So they brought out a DLC, and so I started up a new character, and obviously you remember me telling you that there's no death mechanic. It's sort of like you get knocked unconscious, and then you get like summoned away. So started a new character, and then got taken out by bandits, and then immediately shut down the Xbox and turned it off.
Oh God!
Because you don't die. Apparently, you get knocked unconscious, and then they drag you to some location on the map, and you wake up, and then you got to fight your way out of whatever situation you're in. Or you wake up, and then somebody has magically saved you, and sort of like or a guy called Gep, GEP, and leaves you a note. He goes, "Oh, you're in trouble. Helped you out, so I brought you back. And here, have this drink." And it just drags you out of the game. Well, for me anyway, they done that so it makes the game more immersive, and I say it does the exact opposite. It rips you out of the game.
That's crazy.
Well, next year there will be a new game that somebody I know well has been playtesting for since last year. He was under NDA for quite a while. I don't know if he is anymore, but anyway, it's a game by Amazon. Believe it or not.
Oh yeah, there's an Amazon game. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
I've heard some things about it.
Yeah, well, Sean's been playing that for quite a while. Through all of it's changed drastically over the last 18 months or so.
Oh really?
Yeah. They it was great, and then they went a different direction, and that wasn't so good, and now they've sort of moved back. Anyway, he thinks it's pretty darn good, and it's going to be a pretty good game. So
Cool.
big open world game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That sounds fun.
Yeah, something we need.
Yeah, because we're going to be waiting another decade for Elder Scrolls. So
Yes,
it'll be nice to have something open world.
Yeah.
And Fallout 5.
Yeah. Well, that better come after the next Elder Scrolls. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray and I will both be, in wheelchairs by the time the next Elder Scrolls comes out.
Oh, man.
God.
Yeah, I don't do Amazon, so I won't be with you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
I don't know if it's. Did they say what it's going to be on or anything?
PC.
Just okay.
I don't know. I know it's.
No,
gonna be on PC.
I don't do Amazon. I don't subscribe to their company, so
I see.
I don't
Okay.
use any part of the company.
All right. Well, that's too bad. It might be a good game.
Yeah. At least nothing that you can help,
Yeah.
since, half the web runs on Amazon
Oh
servers.
God. Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
But you can't help that.
Yeah, there's certain things you can't even control.
Yeah.
Choice wise.
All Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That kept the company afloat for most of its life.
Oh yeah, their services.
yep. Yeah.
All right. Well, next time Bruma and stuff.
Stuff. Stuff is good.
We could record in between about whatever, but we'll save the Bruma for a little bit down the road here, so we can all get into it.
Yeah. Let's. I'm definitely up for another Skyrim Addict in between there, but yeah, for something like that, it's going to take me a while.
Yeah, for me too, for Bruma, because I want to reset and get my character in proper position to go over there and start it. So, sounds good. All right,
All right, guys.
take care.
Right.
Okay.
Good night, y'all.